someone actually, broke into our home, a couple years back, and it wasn't a good experience. And
Right.
yeah, it wasn't a good experience. For my parents, I know they came in, through like the back window, and we didn't involve the police and all that. So yeah, it wasn't a good experience. But I think in
Sure.
general, yeah, I have younger siblings and other family members, and just speaking of like even recently, we had some family members that passed away, and
Sorry to hear that.
no, thank you.
Welcome to the Ill Noise Business Playbook. We sit down with people building real impact in their communities and unpack the vision behind their work. If you care about real stories and real connection, you're in the right place. Let's make some noise.
Hey, welcome to the Ill Noise Business Playbook. This episode is brought to you by Byte Outfitters, where websmithing is done right. We've got Sam here from Alarm Detection Systems. Boy, I've been practicing that, Sam. Sam, how you doing today, man?
You did good. You're good. Oh, I'm doing good. Doing good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Sam, we're going to really kind of dive into some fun stuff and, kind of want to know all about you here, but I would be remiss. So first and foremost, a belated happy birthday to you. I know you just celebrated another trip around the sun. So happy belated birthday, Sam.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, and blessed to see another year. So,
Amen to that. So, Sam, what did you do anything fun? I know it sounds like you had some initial plans and they kind of went a little. As with everything, you got to adapt, right? So I think you initially were planning on doing something and kind of switched up to something else. But tell the audience what you got to do to celebrate your birthday yesterday.
Yeah. I originally was planning to go to the car show, but kind of when I got there, I'm like, you know what? I need to be back for my reservation. Probably should come a different time, but I got my ticket either way. So they're going on till next week. So can always reschedule for that. But yeah, no, it was a good birthday. Ended up actually coming back to the Carpentersville area to
Okay.
a local business owner. Yeah, to a local business owner. I actually was previously talking about security. Talking about her
Okay.
Burke system. Really nice lady. Yeah, she was in a couple locations, and the one location she has in Carpentersville is called El Molino Restaurant.
Okay.
Really nice location. They revamped it. So I was like, hey, let
Nice.
me just hit her up and let me have my birthday there. So she
Nice.
was,
That's
yeah, it was awesome. She was happy to host us, and it was a great birthday, and went really well.
great. That's great. You know I'm a sports fan, Sam, and the first time I went to the car show in the city was a long time ago, but I did it so I was a kid, and Walter Payton used to represent Buick, and so I got to meet him a couple times, which was pretty cool. And I could tell you some other time when we're out and about, I'll tell you another story where I got to meet him as an adult too. But the car show in general reminds me of my hero, which was getting to meet him and stuff. So that was cool. Sam, I want everybody to kind of get to know you. So where exactly did you grow up?
Yeah. So I grew up in the Elgin area, born and raised at the old Sherman Hospital.
Nice.
Elgin. Yeah. Grew up in Elgin. Went to the local elementary schools, Huff School. Went to the middle schools, and went to Larkin High School. So born and raised in Elgin, Elginite, proud. But growing up, after that, I went to back to college. I didn't, graduate on time, but I decided to go back, get my associates. I went to the local community college right there in Elgin.
ECC. My brother Jeff's an instructor at ECC, by the way.
Nice. I met her right into him a couple times.
You might have. That's cool. And I know when you went to a university, and this is where I'm excited. So you did go and get a bachelor's degree, and I think you're going to find in about 5 seconds how much we have in common based on this. So can you tell everybody where you went?
Yeah, so I went to Northern Illinois University. Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. I'm a proud graduate, class of 98. Obviously, like I said, I got a couple of years in you. Yes, stayed in Stevenson. I was in Stevenson South my first year. I actually went to a community college for a year as well, College of DuPage, transferred to NIU, stayed at Stevenson South, and kind of stayed all around in apartments with friends and stuff like that. But many positive memories of going to Molly's, many positive memories of going to Otto's. Always enjoyed going places where you could, have a beer and have some music and, kind of get to know folks and stuff. What were some of your favorite spots there at NIU?
Yeah, definitely Molly's was one of them. I was more of a commuter, so wasn't there
Okay.
on campus. But yeah, definitely Molly's and the local spots were awesome. Yeah, I love the NIU DeKalb area. It's a great area.
Me
For sure.
too. Me too. Boy, Yeah, great memories. I probably can't share all my fun memories with that. So, so you went on to NIU. You got your bachelor's degree. Um, any additional education from that? And if not, no worries. As long as you got your bachelor's degree, that's pretty awesome. But do anything else education based after that?
Yeah. Well, actually, get involved in NIU. I did get my bachelor's, but I was involved in a business fraternity. So it wasn't like
Nice,
yeah, it wasn't like your average, your typical fraternity. It was actually a business fraternity where they actually build you up. We did like marketing and sales,
nice,
seminars, different conventions, and build each other up
nice.
personally and professionally. So it was awesome.
That's awesome. Do you still have any connections with any of those folks?
But yeah, absolutely, that's what's awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
we're all best of friend, family, honestly. Yeah, but yeah, we're still connected with everyone and learned a lot from them. It was awesome.
I can empathize. I still got a couple friends from college that are family now to me, right? Um, we share some wonderful experiences. So I want to talk about what you're doing in the alarm, field and stuff like that, and talk about your business. But can you share a little bit about what other sort of endeavors that you decided to do before you kind of fell into what you're doing now with ADS?
Yeah, yeah. So previously, actually, to alarm detection system, I actually was an agent with New York Life.
Okay,
So I was an agent with New York Life. You know, with them a couple years, and I learned a lot. Um, what that what I learned from their transitions over to what I do at security alarm detection systems. Um, we provided security,
okay,
peace of mind. We're all secure in our families. We come home and we have our families that we take care of, and just want to make sure they're secure. Yeah, I transitioned that over and um, definitely learned a lot from there, and nothing bad to say about New York Life and great company. And actually, coming over to New York Life, I met someone. Well, actually, it was a previous employee there, and they introduced me to this position, and I took the interview. It was a great interview, and uh, the staff and the management was great. So I took the role, and I loved it ever since. So it's been great.
awesome. And we're going to talk about that now. We interviewed somebody a couple episodes ago that works at New York Life. So um, I know he really spoke highly of the organization as well. Well, let's really kind of hone in on um, what you're currently doing. So, what you said that you kind of met some folks in your life that kind of guided you along that way, but what really kind of crystallized things for you and said, you know what, this is what I want to do with my life. This is the endeavor. Like, what inspired you to kind of start doing what you're currently doing right now, Sam? And then please, share with us everything that you are currently doing.
Yeah, yeah. I've always been passionate about real estate and helping people out. And I just put the two together. And again, I mentioned I came from New York Life, and I was definitely passionate when I did there. We're helping people, secure people's future. It's intangibly, but what I do now at alarm detection systems is I still do that. I secure their livelihoods. Whether it's their family or the home they work so hard for. Sometimes people work hard, just to save up for years, just for a house. We want to make sure we're protecting that and their family, and they're coming home into a safe and secure place where they can feel, they can come home to their family and spend time with them and feel secure. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and say, there it takes a special person to kind of do what you're doing. I have a background in psychology. I also have a background in business, right? And to have that protective spirit, right, where you're really trying to kind of protect people's homes, right? Where do you think that comes from? Is that something that kind of that's always sort of existed with you? Does that exist within your family? Do you have younger siblings that you're always sort of looking out for, or cousins or nephews, nieces, whatever it may be? But where do you think that sort of spawned from to really want to just make sure that people can create a very safe environment?
Yeah, yeah, no. I think definitely. I think from experience, well, from our homes, um, someone actually broke into our home, a couple years back, and it wasn't a good experience. And yeah,
Right.
yeah, it wasn't a good experience. For my parents, I know they came in, through like the back window, and um, we didn't involve the police and all that. So yeah, it wasn't a good experience. But I think in
Sure.
general, yeah, I have younger siblings and other family members, and and just speaking of like even recently, we had some family members that passed away, and
Mm,
um,
so
some.
sorry to hear that.
No, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it was definitely been hard the last year. There's definitely accident, there's other illnesses, but just want to make sure we're protected, and going forward, just this year, I really feel good. I feel really passionate about really helping people out. See what I can do for them, and I know we all have families. I have my family, and just I care so much about them, and I wouldn't want nothing bad to happen to them. So that's the main thing. I'm a family person, and I know how much they care for us. So yeah, we definitely got to make sure they're secure. So it's
A big key to this channel is for us to really find people that are doing good in this world. Quite frankly, I think the as much positivity as you can throw out there is a good thing. And in a world, I think that's always needing more positivity. So just the fact that, like, you know, it, what's rooted in you is just to help, and to help people feel safe. I think that's phenomenal, Sam. I really do. Um, when you're doing that, when you're working at ADS here, what sort of obstacles have you found while working in this particular profession, and how have you been able to kind of overcome some of those obstacles?
yeah, yeah, great question. I know with like security systems and the technologies, there's different nuances, so it could be complicated. For the everyday customer, even for us, we'd have to work as a team to find solutions. But yeah, that's how we overcome it. I feel really good about working at this company. We have a staff of over 300 professionals. Any question that I
Nice,
need, and no matter what it is, we'll figure it out. These
nice.
guys are experts, and they're really professional, and they're willing to extend a hand, and they're all team players. That's one of our mottos. Just be a team player. I don't feel like I'm another number here. I feel like I'm part of a team, and
Mm,
that gives me confidence when I talk to our customers. I can
bet.
stand behind what we're providing them. It's again, I know we have the experts, and no matter what, we'll get it taken care of. So it's great.
That's great. That's great. I've got a very elongated work history myself. I've certainly spent 20 plus years in the corporate world, but boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, it's not always about what we do, it's about who we do it with. And if you are working with people, and which is what you're saying, Sam, right? If you're working with people that have no problem extending a hand, no problem answering a question, no problem being there and accessible, it really makes you, I'm very sports oriented. It really makes you really want to be part of that team. It's like, and also when you see people do that for you, you go, boy, when there's new people starting, I want to do that for them too, right? So it's awesome to kind of just find something that you feel so strong about. And you work with people that you feel so good about. And I've met you, so I'm going to kind of I've met you before. We've been out in the field a couple times for a couple different events, but how do you how do you get the word out as far as what you're doing in order to kind of gain new people? You'd already shared when you started, boy, oh boy, it's your birthday and you're still meeting a potential client out there and you're still doing some great stuff. And I think that's great. To be honest, it shows you how passionate you really are about what you're doing, right? Most times when people
Thank
don't
you.
like what they're doing on their birthday, they're not going to do anything business related, right? But
Right.
how do you kind of get the word out? How do you find those folks? How do you keep those folks? And then how do you grow the folks that you have as far as the people you can work with?
Yeah, absolutely. So I like to, build warm relationships for my customer base. I do a lot of networking. I like to build relationships, get out there, shakes people's hands. I think in person to person is just such a great way to really build relationships, get to know each other, and it's fun. Just get out there and on different events and meet people from different type of backgrounds and experiences, and it's just great to connect. And I found success in that. Just connect with them. It's more warm, and just do a good job for the people that they refer you to, and then from there, that's how you get more referrals and do a good job for them, and by natural, um, word of mouth, they'll come back to you. So, yeah, it's
Sometimes sometimes you go to events where they toss around cookies that have motivational messages on it, huh?
yeah, yeah. And those are always fun too. You get a free cookie.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. There's nothing like having some edible inspiration.
Yeah,
I'll tell
absolutely.
you that. Sam, how long have you been with ADS?
Yeah, so coming up on 2 years, just under 2 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, think back to when you started. Okay. Um, w- what has changed both, you know, on a knowledge standpoint for you, but also has there been any changes within the industry in the last couple of years that you can talk about?
Yeah, good question. I think definitely since I started, I was um, it was so much to learn, and just taking on so much. But again, like I mentioned, like there's so many smart people to lean on, and just learning off of them, and just the more I got out there, the more confidence I build. So I think since the day I started, I just build more confidence. From what I know, and what I'm able to provide, and it just I feel good. I've helped a lot of people. Recently it's been a good start to the year, and I want to build on that. And I think it just builds confidence. What I'm doing is a good thing, and I stand behind it. And I just love to connect with people and help find a solution for them, and just that confidence just builds up, and just want to keep going, forward, and just keep helping people out and helping them grow, and we're just all growing together. So,
You grow when people grow. I think that's a big message. If you were to tell if you were to tell yourself 2 years ago, okay, so right now you've got the knowledge that you have now. What sort of advice would you have given to yourself 2 years ago in order to maybe hit the ground running even quicker, or maybe figure out different ways? And here's why I'm going to actually tell you. Here's why I'm actually asking you this. You'd already mentioned that you have an organization, and I'm telling you, there's positive organizations out there like the ones that you're mentioning at ADS. There's also toxic places out there as well. Toxic places are where it's challenging to ask for help. Toxic places are where they set expectations for you that, to be honest, are pretty challenging to actually achieve. You're actually talking about something completely different. But if you could go back in time, what do you wish you would have known then that you know now?
I think that confidence factor really is. I think sometimes people, you always walk into a room and you're like, this person has this title, and like, man, I don't know if I'm,
Yes.
worthy enough to talk to them. But we're all just people, and just
Mm.
you just talk to them on a personal level. You could just talk to anybody. You could walk into a room, talk to the CEO, you could talk to the president, you could literally talk to anyone, and just that's all it is. Just be yourself, and it's realizing that you're doing a good thing, and as long as you keep that in the back of your head, have that confidence. You could talk to a billionaire, and just be yourself. And it feels good.
It should. I was taught as a young person to treat the janitor the same way you would treat the CEO, and with that knowledge for myself, and I'm very thankful that I never got to a point of feeling intimidated to talk to folks. I could just, which is probably why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I can just talk to anybody, but I do think that that's really kind of cool, just to sort of recognize that, like, it's such a great message not only for your work but also for life. Like, I think if we all stop feeling so intimidating to talk to others, then we have a chance to get to know others. And I think as soon as we talk to people and get to know people, realize how similar we all actually truly are, and the differences we have, actually, can build us up into still bridging those gaps and kind of, just I don't know. I don't want to get uh, too hokey here, Sam. But
No, it's
like,
awesome.
I
Absolutely.
know for ourselves, you and I, we were sitting a bit together in the cookie situation, right? And it's just we're laughing together, we're smiling together, we're talking to each other. I mean, that's what it's like, because hey, you're a person, I'm a person, we're all there for a reason, and let's try to get the most out of it. So I think that's some cool stuff. I would love for you to share. Okay, I'm gonna go two ways with this. First, I would love for you to share a challenging situation that you had to deal with and how you're able to overcome that situation. Let's start with that, and then don't worry, we'll certainly end with positivity. But let's talk about something that was a little challenging, how you're able to navigate through it to still create a a positive response.
Yeah, yeah, like, I think I wanna go back to it again, like I mentioned, like, there's different nuances, what we do, and, um, I think trying to think of a specific situation, but yeah, and there's been a couple situations where it's like, man, like, I feel like, man, I need some help with this, and, um,
Right.
this is pretty, seems challenging, but, again, I just fall back on my team members and just their knowledge and their experience and, we're able to overcome anything. So, that's why I just love, working there. Just such a team player atmosphere and any challenge that comes my way, and nothing's too challenging for us. So, we'll
That's
figure it out,
great.
and it's just yeah, great atmosphere to work with.
It's beautiful. Boy, oh boy, we're gonna have to snippet some of this and give it to your company. I think we can use this as a recruiting tool.
Right.
It sounds, I don't know. Do they have some contractual options? Anyway, let's talk about what we're doing here. These smiles on your face and stuff that I love. Let's talk about a client, a situation that you dealt with that really, as we all navigate through life, as we all navigate through what our passions are, as we all try to figure out where we sort of fit in this world, you kind of get to know you're doing something right when there's that person or persons and there's that stories you have. I spent 20 years and many of those years in sales, right? But you'd always have that, maybe that elderly person that you helped, or maybe that person that, that single mom that was struggling. And then all of a sudden you're creating a wonderful solution for her and so on and so forth. But talk to us about somebody that stands out to you that you're able to help that really just lights you up, Sam, that puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely think of a friend. Actually, she used to work at New York Life as well. um,
Nice.
fellow New York lifer, but yeah, she actually was a single mother. She actually reached out to me and mentioned that she had an incident. Someone tried to break in her apartment. Yeah, originally she thought she was secure with the front building being an apartment building, but whether it was someone that was let in or within, but she visited and you could visibly see someone broke in the door, and she was pretty upset. Yeah, and she's a single mother with three kids, and and I was able to help her out, provide her security, and she told me, thank you for this, and she felt so secure. So I felt like a good thing I did, and felt it was great. Just helping a fellow friend out, and but the things like that just help me, know I'm doing the right thing. So I just continue to go forward, and it felt really good to do that for her. So
That's again, I just want to say, one of the best things I think we can create is safety for others, and to be able to do that for somebody that you already have a relationship with, somebody that you care about, and that now, they had this horrendous thing happen. I've also, when I was in college, and unfortunately it was at the school that we mentioned, my apartment got broken into, and I'll never forget that feeling of, it's a very unique feeling when you get your house broken into, because you don't know what they've gone through, you don't know what they've done, and then it's a constant feeling of like, what if this happens again? And when I was in college, I didn't have the opportunity to say I'm going to talk to someone like you, meet someone like you, and try to create a safer environment. But to be able to do that, there's value in that. There's value in creating safe environments. There's valuable in creating security for others. I think that's it's something you should feel. You should have your head up high about what you're doing. There's so many things we can do in this world, and you're actually making it so that people just feel better about themselves and about the safety of not only themselves but their loved ones, and so on and so forth. The trickle down effect. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
thank you.
Absolutely. Now, Sam, I know you were. I'm gonna just come back to this before we end here, but I know you were going back and forth from I assume Elgin to NIU. Did you get a chance to ever get some beer nuggets?
I did. They're pretty good. They're not too bad.
Okay, because I'll tell you there's two things I can remember mostly at NIU, and again, I went there way before you. I know that, but that was getting the beer nuggets. And then back in the day, they used to have $3 pizzas, and we would all sit there and we would all put our quarters together. And unfortunately, I don't know if we were tipping them very well, but it was always nice. But those beer nuggets are something I'll never forget. I'll never forget. Sam, is there anything? If people want to learn more about ADS, like is there a really strong website? Are actually let me stop with this. How many? You said you have 300 something agents that you are your associates and stuff like that. Where are you guys located? Like, do you have locations across the country, or where exactly do you all exist at?
Yeah, good question. So we're based out of Aurora.
Okay.
Based out of Aurora. They actually started off as a little convenience store, and the owner went to try to find another way to service his customers. So we went to security, and they've been successful ever since then. So over 50 years in business, and we're over there off of Church Road in Aurora.
Yes.
So that's where we locally monitor everything, and we got a fleet of all our cars over there. So yeah, we're over there. We actually service all Illinois, parts of Wisconsin, all
Okay.
Colorado, and then parts of Indiana as well. So, but yeah, really
Nice.
great company. We're actually the largest to privately own in Illinois. So only other
Wow. Okay.
companies. Yeah, we only answer to our customers, and we're really big on customer service. We only answer to the customers again, and all the monitoring is done locally over there in the world. So, great company, and we're over here to local in the community. So, if you guys are in the area, stop on by. I'd love to help you out.
Love it, love it. I'd say we've got a lot in common. I used to live in Aurora. I used to live right by Fox Valley Mall back in the day. I had a condo out there. We went to NIU together. We both enjoyed some beer nuggets, which I think is great. We actually had the chance to see each other and watch football together as well, which was great. Unfortunately, today is the Super Bowl, and I know for myself, I assume you probably agree, but I wish we were cheering our Chicago Bears on for this game today. But unfortunately, it wasn't the cards. But if you would have told me before the season started that we would have won the North, beat the Packers twice, made the playoffs, everything else, I would have been a happy camper. I'll be honest with you.
Totally good
But
season.
yes, totally good season. So it is Super Bowl Sunday here. Are you going anywhere to watch the game, or are you going to just kind of watch it back at the homestead?
Yeah, actually, probably gonna watch it at the homestead. Probably just have a birthday cake and have some food there, some wings. So it should be fun.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Well, once again, a very, very happy belated birthday to you, Sam. If you see me out there in the real world, like you have a couple of times, don't be intimidated like you never are. Right? Just come up and say hi. It's always nice seeing you. You always got a big smile on your face. You got really positive energy, and we certainly love it here with 10BP to bring people like you out to let everybody know all about Sam and all about the great things you do with ADS. So thank you so very much, Sam, for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it, and hope you have an awesome day and enjoy your post birthday celebration with your loved ones. Okay,
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it so much. Thank you for having me.
you got it, brother. Take care.